Alright, so we got a pretty major looking UFO report from Alaska from 1950. It was from I guess, involving an Air Force base there. I don't know too much about this one, but I wanted to see what it was all about. It has multiple witnesses. It takes place in a rural area near the Bering Sea at Kodiak, Alaska. So it says here a major Air Force encounter with a UFO in Alaska. And like I said, 1950, and it takes place at night, 2:40 a.m. 2:40 a.m. It's probably really cold too. It's in late January. Oh man. So yeah, let's see what this is all about. Um, on the night of January, it was like 22nd or 23rd, or maybe both. Uh, 1950, near the Bering Sea at Kodiak, Alaska, Navy patrol. Let's see here, Navy. Let's see. Navy patrol pilot Lieutenant Smith made a routine security flight at made a routine security flight. At 2:40 a.m., he obtained a radar reading of an object 20 miles north, which quickly vanished 8 minutes later. He picked up either the same or a different object. He radioed Kodiak to learn that no known aircraft were in the area. The Kodiak radar officer then reported that he was receiving interference, the likes of which he had never experienced. Interesting. At about 3 a.m., the USS Tillamook was south of Kodiak when one of the men on deck saw a very fast moving red glowing light. Ooh. So, okay. So, no known aircraft were in the area. He was receiving interference. Then, one of the men on deck saw a very fast moving red glowing light. From a ship, the USS Tillamook, which appeared to be of exhaust nature. Exhaust nature? The object came from the southeast, moved clockwise on a large circle, in a large circle around Kodiak, and returned to the southeast. Another officer came out to look, saw it in view for 30 seconds, and described it as like a large ball of orange fire. No sound came from the source of the light. So it was large and it was fast. That is really that is really strange. At 4:40 a.m., Lieutenant Smith, still on airborne patrol and experiencing no radar problems, now picked up another blip on his radar, so fast that it left a trail on his screen. Oh my gosh. Smith called his crew, who immediately saw the object. So this thing was around for quite a while, because it started at 2:40 a.m. This thing was on the radar. This is the first time they picked it up, and then they saw it at 3 a.m. and now it's already 4:40 a.m. and it's still around there. Let's see here. So Smith called his crew, who immediately saw the object close a 5-mile gap in 10 seconds. Wow. An apparent speed of 1,800 miles per hour. He tried to pursue the object, but it was too maneuverable. Wow. Witnesses described two orange lights that rotated around a common center. What? um, yeah, I'm just trying to wrap my head around this. Like, what in the world? At some point, the object made a sharp turn and headed directly towards Smith's plane. Ooh. He considered this to be a highly threatening gesture and turned off his lights. The UFO flew by and disappeared. Wow. Um, at least 36 copies of the Navy's detailed report were sent to various security agencies, including the CIA, FBI, Air Force, Intelligence, and the Department of State. Jesus. This is some pretty serious stuff here. None of these copies were ever released or published, although a truncated FBI copy surfaced in the 1970s as the result of a Freedom of Information Act request. The document's explanation: the objects must be regarded as phenomena, the exact nature of which could not be determined. And yet, publicly, the Air Force had stopped investigating UFOs. Air Force Captain Edward Ruppelt, who later headed Project Blue Book, the Air Force's official UFO investigative body, claimed that UFO investigations at this time rated minimum effort. The old Project Grudge files, he said, had been chucked into an old storage case. Pfft. How many reports were missing when he sifted through them a few years later? Oh, no, it said, and many reports were missing when he sifted through them a few years later. Missing? What then of the Kodiak case? We do not know the military's response to this, but Ruppelt noted that early in 1950, the director of Air Force Intelligence, which was one of the recipients of the Kodiak report, sent a letter to Air Technical Intelligence Center indicating that he had never issued any order to end Project Grudge. So the Intelligence Center replied weakly that it had not actually disbanded Grudge, but merely transferred its project functions and no longer considered it a special project. It is possible that the Kodiak incident sparked this exchange. Whoa. So, oh my goodness. This is, I think this is one of the best documented UFO cases that I've ever heard. So it was, okay, so, well, it's definitely one of the most legitimate too, because multiple sightings, it's military. This is really interesting. One that definitely warrants further investigation for sure. I rank this pretty far up there so far in UFO cases that I've investigated. This is way up there for sure. And this is 1950. And there was an object like that. So it couldn't have been man-made. We know that. And it was a very... So we're... I don't know. This is crazy. This is crazy. Definitely warrants further investigation. Let me know what you think of the Kodiak, Alaska 1950 UFO case. Probably I'll come back with more videos on this one. I'm thinking. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts and comments below. And we'll be back, of course, with more UFO related, UFO and mystery related videos. Got a lot of reports on my channel, but yeah, this one's definitely ranks right up there with the best of them so far that I've come across. So, hope you find the video interesting. And have you heard of this case before? Do you know anything more about it? Feel free to comment below anything more about it that you know that feel like you would like to add. And I'll be back with more shortly.